Most KDP authors don't fail because they publish bad books. They fail because they publish books that nobody wants or the competition is just too high in that niche. Today I'll compare BookBeam and Helium10 to show you which research tool gives you the best chance of publishing a book that actually sells. I've been using Helium10 for years for my own research, but also while working with other authors on promoting their books with Amazon ads. But recently I started using BookBeam just to check if it can replace the Helium10, especially because Helium10 is quite expensive, and after recent changes to their pricing policy, it became even more expensive. And after comparing the features and prices, I was honestly surprised, and I will just show you all the details here. In order to make good money on Amazon KDP, the good research is just a must, because we have to find the book ideas that will be profitable, which means that there is a demand already on Amazon KDP. So there are people that are already searching for certain keywords and they are buying the books. And at the same time, we have to just make sure that the competition is not too strong. And also we have to find the keywords that will be working in our favor. And we have to just make sure to use these keywords in our title, description, 7 backend keywords, and really, really important in our Amazon ads. And we can try doing that research manually, but it will be either really time consuming and frustrating or even impossible because we can't find all the information that we need for free. That's why using research tools like BookBeam or Helium10 is just a requirement to having a good research. And my opinion is that BookBeam and Helium10 are the most powerful tools nowadays on the market. That's why I will compare just different features on different stages of our publishing journey. And we'll see what the final result is, and you can decide which tool is the best fit for you. Just quick note, if you want to try BookBeam yourself, you can use my discount code MAT15, which will give you 15% off. Depending on the plan that you choose, you will get the best deal on annual plan, but you can also do monthly or quarterly subscription if you just want to test it out. So the first step of the research would be finding a right niche to publish your book in. So we can do it in BookBeam in Niche Finder tool. So after logging into BookBeam, we can go to the research and niche finder. And let's say that I will be researching niches and sub-niches related to word search books. We should find the niche that has high demand and low competition. We can do it, for example, in a way that we will be looking for the books with bestsellers rank maximum 50,000, which means that these books are selling quite well. I would like them to have maximum 50 ratings, because if I publish a book with low number of reviews or no reviews at all, it would be hard to compete with books that will have 1,000 reviews, for example. So that's why I will limit our search to maximum 50 ratings. And let's apply the filter on price, at least $11, because I would like to publish a book that will be earning higher royalty. I don't want to publish low content, low royalty book. And really importantly, I would like to search for books that were published quite recently, for example, maximum 10 months. Because if they are selling, they have good BSR, that means that my new book will have chances of selling well as well. Let's click Find Books. And here are the results. They are sorted by BSR, so this is the book that is selling the best. It has 6,000 BSR, and there are 27 books that meet our criteria. We can see how many ratings they have, what is the star rating, what is the BSR, estimated sales per month, how much they are earning, and what is the price of these books. As you can see, that 4th of July word search book has great results, great royalties, because it was 4th of July. Recently, it was published like 1 month ago, but also that book, the Ultimate Docs word search book, published 5 months ago. It has 44 ratings. It is selling really well as well. Let's run similar niche research in Helium10. So let's go to products, discover product opportunities, and black box tool. We'll be searching the niches. Let's enter word search. And also we want to apply similar filters. So our minimum price is $11. Review count maximum 50. Bestsellers rank maximum 50,000. And here's the big difference. I cannot apply the filter on age. So it would be difficult for me to search for recently published books using these filters. But yeah, anyway, let's run. Let's click search. And here are the results. So let me sort by BSR to have similar view. So first result is the same book, but there are some differences. So Helium10 just found 11 products, but if I scroll to BookBeam, it found 27 books. And here's something strange. So when you look here, there is age displayed for these books. So there is no technical difficulty to apply that filter, but for some reason Helium10 doesn't allow you to filter for it. When I look at this result, there are no huge differences between both tools, apart from that searching by age, which is really useful in terms of books. But let's run another search just to show you some differences that I spotted. So let me go to BookBeam once again, and right now let's search for trivia books with the same criteria. Once again, American trivia questions is winning because of 4th of July season. But overall, there are 21 books found. They are quite relevant to that search term. Let's now go to Helium10 and let's search for trivia with the same search filters. And here's the difference. So Helium10 found only 3 products and just one of them is book. And the second one is just a game, trivia game. And third one is physical product, like buzzers, the buttons for trivia games, and that's it. So for us, KDP authors, this is like, just poor result. And this is mainly because, and that's my guess, that Helium10 overall is designed more for Amazon FBA sellers, the people that are selling the physical products, while BookBeam is designed for KDP authors only, and they are focusing on books. They are not showing me physical products. And that's a big difference. So the only advantage of Helium10 in this area is that in Blackbox, I can just export the data to a CSV file or Excel file. In BookBeam, there is no possibility to export these results, but this is not a big deal, to be honest. So for niche research area, BookBeam gets 3 stars and Helium10 gets 2 stars because this is designed mainly for FBA physical products, and the usability for KDP is limited. The next step in our research is finding the keywords. So the keywords are really important. We have to put them in the title, in description, and all the other places in our books, and also in our Amazon ads. And we have to find the keywords that are searched quite often. So monthly search volume is really important so that we use the popular keywords. But at the same time, the keywords that don't have too strong competition. So in BookBeam, we can do that research in keyword section, keyword research tool, and let me search for the keywords related to trivia. Let's hit find keywords. And here are the results. So some summary. Also, there is a possibility to export these results to CSV file from that table, which is great. And we can see a long list of keywords, like 5,000 keywords that are related to trivia. And each keyword has the search volume. So the higher the better because it is more popular, the trend, competitors, and so on. And that's really interesting. So format distribution on page 1 of the search results page. So it shows us how many printed books there are for this keyword, how many audiobooks, and how many Kindle books as well. And the last column is opportunity score, which is calculated on the base of the demand and competition. So the higher, the better. So it means that, there is higher demand and lower competition. And we can also sort by these columns to find the best keywords. To run similar search in Helium10, we have to go to products, find keywords to drive traffic, and let's go to magnet tool. Here are the results. As you can see, it found 12,000 keywords, so more than BookBeam. And let's see what we have here. So search volume is also similar. That column is something unique for Helium10, so it shows you the suggested bids that you can use in your Amazon ads. However, these suggested bids are, just estimates, and quite often they are not so accurate. What we are missing here is the format distribution, so we don't see the distribution between printed version, Kindle versions on page 1 of search results, because this is once again more targeted to physical products than books. And in terms of demand and competition, Helium10 has Cerebro IQ score column, which is their indicator of the best keywords. So the keywords with high demand and low competition. To compare these results, let's sort by Cerebro IQ score here, and let's sort by opportunity score in BookBeam. So here are the keywords that BookBeam came up with the highest potential. America, once again, because this is 4th of July, but also like trivia book, trivia gift book, random history fun facts. So more or less these keywords are related to books that are selling probably quite well. Let's go to Helium10 and let's look at these keywords. Browsing these keywords, I have the impression that these keywords are also related to physical products, not only to books, which is not always ideal for us for our research. We would have to apply more filtering if we want to find the keywords that are more suitable for books. So for the keyword research, BookBeam gets 3 stars and Helium gets 2 stars, mainly because, once again, BookBeam is more targeted for KDP authors and Helium10 is giving us the results that are more targeted to FBA sellers. Helium10 gives us that additional suggested bid information, but especially if we have a good system for Amazon ads, it is not so important because we will find the right bids, having the right system to optimize our campaigns. So this is not a deal breaker for me. The next area of the research, and my favorite and the most powerful, is competitor keyword research or reverse ASIN keyword research. So the idea is we can take any ASIN, any book on the Amazon marketplace, and we can find which keywords they are ranking for. So they can be ranking organically or they can be using these keywords in the ads. So running that research will give you the most powerful keywords that you can use in your book and in your ads. So in BookBeam, we have to go to reverse keyword tool. We are on the com marketplace and let's enter the book that we want to run the research on. I chosen that Fun America trivia questions as an example. So it generated me 5,000 results. So we have a lot of keywords that they are ranking for, or this book is related to the keywords. So similar data, so search volume, trend, competitors, and so on. Really important metric here is rank column. Rank gives us the information on which spot on the search results on Amazon this book is ranking for organically. So for example, for American trivia keyword, this book should be ranking organically on 4th spot. We can just double check if that's really true. So if we go to Amazon search results, that's the first organic search result. Second, that's the ad. Third and fourth. So this is the 4th spot on organic rankings, which is quite accurate. It may be off by a few spots, but not a big deal. And also we can see the other metrics like opportunity scores, demand score, competition score as well. So we can just see what our competitors are ranking for, and we can use these keywords in our book organically and also in our Amazon ads. Let's run the same research in Helium10. Once again, we'll be using Cerebro, but instead of the keyword, we will be searching for that ASIN. So here are the results, and the data displayed here is similar. So we also have that suggested PPC bid, and we also have the rankings. So organic rank is really important here. You may see that the list of keywords generated by Helium10 and by BookBeam is different. It is mainly due to the keywords that are related to these books. So I would pay the highest attention to the books that have the organic rankings. So here, organic rank field in Helium10, because if we scroll down or we go to the last pages, organic rank will be not shown. And the same with BookBeam, so there will be keywords displayed without rank field. If I just scroll or just browse to the last pages, there will be a lot of keywords without rank. I would pay the highest attention to the keywords that have the rank field. Both BookBeam and Helium10 gives us the possibility to search for multiple ASINs, multiple books. So you can just take, for example, 5 or 10 ASINs and search for them. So all the results will be consolidated in one table. One thing that I really like about Cerebro in Helium10 is that they have the history. So if I were to search for the same book, for the same set of books, for example, once again, it will be asking me whether I would like to run the new search and pay for it because we have the credits, let's say, limited number of searches, or I can load the results from the history. So if I load that from the history, I'm not using the credits, which is really great in Cerebro. Unfortunately, BookBeam doesn't have such feature. In both tools, we can export the data. So in Helium10, we can export to CSV and Excel file or copy them to clipboard. In BookBeam, we can just export to CSV file, which is also great. In terms of data accuracy, all tools are just estimating, especially when it comes to search volumes. So it's a matter of testing what works best for your niches, but I found the data to be quite accurate, both in Helium10 and BookBeam, as much as they can be accurate. So for competitor keywords, I would give BookBeam 2 stars and Helium10 3 stars, mainly because Helium10 offers us that history feature that is not using the credits. And also Helium10 provides us that additional suggested bid information, which might be useful, but this is not a big deal. But overall, due to that history feature, Helium10 is winning here. However, I'm really satisfied with the data that BookBeam is getting me as well. Next area would be Chrome extension, because both BookBeam and Helium10 are offering a Chrome extension that just makes our life so much easier. The first area that I would like to compare is the search results. So if I searched for American trivia, I can see the search results without any extensions. If I enable BookBeam extension, it gives me additional information. So it is providing me the summary, like search volume, average price, and so on. But the area that I really like, so below the cover, I can see that summary of the current BSR, estimated sales per day, and also estimated royalty per day. There's also ASIN that I can copy and so on. But, you know, having that really quick view into current BSR and how many books a day this book is selling and how much it is earning per day is really great. And the layout here is great because it doesn't take too much space and it doesn't break the design of entire page. So this is really great. Let's compare it to Helium10. I disabled BookBeam and I enabled Helium10, so there's a summary at the top as well. And if we scroll down, instead of summary being displayed here below the cover, we have that additional section above the book with similar information. So the BSR ranking, publication date, and so on, but we don't see estimated sales. In order to see that, we have to additionally click that link and the data will be displayed. Instead of daily royalty, we have like 30-day estimated revenue and unit sales. And to be honest, this is quite annoying that I have to just manually click to see all that data instead of having that displayed. And also, I don't like that design. I mean, it makes that page so long. And to be honest, this is, of course, it is showing which book it is related to, but you just have to get used to it because it can be mixed up. So I can see that BSR here, and I may think that this is related to this book, but in fact, it is connected to the book below. So for search result Chrome extension, I would give BookBeam 3 stars and Helium10 2 stars, mainly because I just prefer the design of BookBeam extension, and also I can see that estimated royalties and sales volume just right away without additional clicking on individual books. And the last feature of Chrome extension that I would like to compare is the BSR history on the book listing. I right now enabled BookBeam extension on that book, and if we scroll down, BookBeam is showing us the current BSR, estimated sales per day, estimated royalty, and so on. And in order to see the bestsellers rank chart, the history, we have to just click View Book History, and you just have to be aware that it uses the tokens. So right now I have the history tokens left, 240. If I click that, 1 token will be used. And I can, on current plan, see up to 1 year of the history. This is quite a new book. But what you can see here, it is just that blue line is BSR, and it is displayed in a way that the higher the better, because lower BSR means that the book is selling more often. So the higher on the chart, the better. The yellow line is the current price. So we can see the historical pricing. So it was selling for $9.99, and then they increased the price to $14.99. Then the price was just fluctuating. We can see the history of the ratings as well, and statistics and additional statistics. Let's now enable Helium10. So I displayed 2 extensions at the same time. So in Helium10, the data presentation is a bit different. So the blue line, the BSR, like the lower, the better. So this is the same data, but displayed, just differently. And to be honest, I'm just used to Helium10 display. So if I see the low BSR, then it is good. And also if we compare the pricing, so the yellow line, we can also see that jump in the price, which is fine. But Helium10 is additionally showing us the list price and the new price. So sometimes Amazon is reducing the prices for the books. So for example, someone can buy the book for $14.37, but actually the list price is $14.99. The author is earning full royalty, and Helium10 just clearly identifies if that was the author who changed the price or it was just a promotion run by Amazon. While in BookBeam, you can see just one price fluctuating, and the list price was all the time $14.99, and these changes were just promotions from Amazon. And to be honest, I prefer to have that full visibility on the promotions and that BSRs. And also we can go back to 3 years. So clearly here, the winner for me is Helium10. However, you can get used to BookBeam as well, and it will provide you a similar information, just presented in a different way. So to sum up, the BSR history chart on Chrome extension, BookBeam gets 2 stars and Helium10 gets 3 stars. And the last aspect I want to touch on, the price. So that's really, really huge difference. Let's go to BookBeam, and if we apply my code MAT15, especially if we stick to annual plan, we will be paying $26 per month. And in Helium10, if we will be paying yearly, we are paying $100 per month on the lowest plan. And if we compare the monthly plans, so Helium10 costs $130 per month, and BookBeam paid monthly with that discount from me costs $39. So this is huge difference. So on annual plans, this is like 4 times cheaper to have BookBeam. And what is also so frustrating is that there are a lot of tools that we are paying for in Helium10 that I didn't show you today that are just useless for Amazon KDP. And I have, the feeling that I'm paying for something that I'm not using, which is quite frustrating, while BookBeam is designed only for KDP authors. So I know that I'm using all the features that I pay for. So for the price, BookBeam is getting 3 stars and Helium10 is getting no stars, because looking at all the features, all the functionalities, and seeing how much I'm paying for that, this is no brainer. The BookBeam wins hands down. Basically, 1 year of using BookBeam costs less than 3 months for Helium10. So that's a no-brainer. And especially that BookBeam has 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can just sign up, try it out for 1 week, and if you don't like it, you can just request and they will refund you. So the final verdict, so BookBeam earned 16 stars out of 18 and Helium10 earned 12 out of 18. And my recommendation, if I were starting today, I would just choose BookBeam because it provides the best value for the money, and Helium10 can be better for people that are not only publishing on KDP, but also running Amazon FBA and are selling physical products. And remember that doing a niche research and publishing a book in good, promising niche is just a start of the journey. Then you have to promote that book. And that's exactly what we focus on in our school community. We are promoting the books with Amazon ads, and you can find a lot of publishers and a lot of inspiration there, and also the free Amazon ads training. You can click the link in the description below to join us. This is absolutely free. Hope to see you inside and see you on the next video.